My name's Russel Hall. I was 3rd Platoon medic for Charlie Company.
Just remember this guy?
Tell the story.
Wow.
So Richard Flaherty is telling me the story
Yeah.
of how he was the shortest guy
Looks-
in the military.
Looks like him a little bit, yeah.
But he worked in the Army itself.
Wow.
He's only shorter than 4'9". He got
Yeah.
the 5 foot to get
That's
something.
I just can't believe that he,
A congressman.
you know, lived like that and never got married, never.
He had a fiance and she got killed in a car accident.
Wow.
So
That's,
you know, like every Vietnam guy I've talked to, that their PTSD hit them, that they were about to, that train was about to go off the tracks.
Mhm.
It's because they had wife and kids.
Right.
They all stayed on the tracks. And I
yeah.
think because he didn't have the wife and kid is why he kind of went off the tracks. And
Mine really didn't start. My PTSD started when the Gulf War started.
brought back all the.
Yeah, and it didn't, and I had teenage sons.
Yeah.
And so I told my wife at the time, I says, my kids aren't going to war. My father went, and I went, and my kids aren't going. And as it turned out, you don't have to, but but that's when mine really started, and then I didn't even know, and it ended up causing a divorce, you know, causing this and that. So until I got help, you know, and you don't realize things you do, because I told the psychiatrist or the whatever he was, you know, you do certain things, you shy away from this or you shy away from that, and you don't understand why you do it, and it all comes back from the war. You know, I didn't like to be around crowds or anything. I mean, I did, but I didn't like to be and everything. So.
What would you tell people like that have a family member, or there's a homeless guy in their neighborhood who's a military guy with PTSD? What would you tell them to do for these people?
You gotta get help. I mean, go to your VA. That's what I did. My friend of mine, he said, let's go down there and sign up. And we went down there and I talked to the guy, and then they give you, you know, you go to the doctors and that. And then when I was at the doctor, you know, and I was telling them and that, and he says, well, why don't you go talk to one of the counselors? And I go, you know, I don't want to do that. Nobody. And I did go to talk to the counselor, and then I saw this counselor for, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks or more. And then she says, well, you got some type of PTSD. So then I started seeing another counselor, and I saw him for well over a year. And he takes incidents from what happened that you give him, and you go over them all the time until they become routine. And it seems to help a little bit. So, you know, it helped me a lot, you know, and we would talk to him about certain things. Why do you do this? Why do you do that? And he says, that's because of this. And I go, oh, it was? See, I didn't know why I did certain things.
Yeah.
So,
the last question I just wanted to
Yes.
ask is, so the last 15 years of Richard's life, he's living on the street. I know him living on the street, but I found all his documentation, and it shows his passport shows he went to Iraq, Cambodia, Thailand, a really dangerous area of Venezuela twice. He went to Grand Forks, North Dakota 2 times in February in the winters. Nobody knows why he went on any of these trips, or who was paying for it, or if you had to take a guess.
He was looking for something. What? I don't, you know, there's a danger part maybe, you know. He was, why am I alive, maybe? I don't know what's in Grand Forks.
Nobody does.
But you know what I'm saying. I don't know. He had to be looking for something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, me personally, I enjoy, like I said, I drove all the way. I enjoy being by myself, and that's what they told me about. The same with the PTSD. You kind of, you don't have to worry about nobody but yourself.